Yay, I can see everybody. Hello, welcome if you are tuning in to Tuesday Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. I'm Charlie, I'm DMing this crazy tech broken group, so hopefully everything stays put for the moment. I'm going to go through and have us introduce people, characters, and go from there. Let's start with whoever player 6 is. JP.
Hi, I'm JP. I'm playing Arceus Wright, Tiefling Rogue.
Okay. Awesome. Move into whoever player 4 is. Don't break it.
That's me. Hi everyone, I'm Devin. I am playing Duper Thundermint, a Harangon Paladin.
Okay, awesome. Player 3.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Derek. I am playing our High Elf Wizard named Harag Witherson.
Okay, and player 2, Jackie.
Come on. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm playing Faith Regalsword, our Warlock Paladin, aka Lockadin.
Okay, and last and certainly least, Matt, player 1. Oh no, if you were talking, you were muted.
No, that was
a fail.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Balric Stoutale, our Dwarven Ranger.
Okay, awesome. So thank everybody for tuning in. I guess I should switch us back over to everybody, not just Matt. Right now it's just Matt. Oh, wrong group. I am doing good. It was Saturday, no map instead of Tuesday. There we go. Too many scenes. Okay, awesome. All right, is there anyone who would like to recap where we are picking up from? It's for inspiration. It's the end of the school year. I'm very inspiring to you all. Oh, no one is inspired to recap.
Am I still backfeeding when I talk?
Nope, now you're better.
Okay, perfect. I'll do it then, since I'm not backfeeding.
Go for it.
Perfect. So, our band of misfits ended up making a makeshift raft to try to get to shore, where we met our new friend Faith. She had a much better vessel than we had. We took that vessel all the way to a small village where we met a bunch of new faces, and where we ended up in a temple where we said our condolences to all of the lost souls from our wrecked vessel. And that is where we pretty much left off.
Yes, excellent. You can have inspiration for your recap, and that is pretty much what we accomplished in the last session. And so, as it were, Renara had indicated to the group that if you needed to rest, which most of you were feeling the tiring, aching muscles from having attempted to swim to shore before Faith came along, and so you all had opted to take a long rest in the 2 rooms that the oh gosh, why am I spacing on their name? They're not dragons, kobolds, that where they all have their hammocks lying. You all had decided to take a long rest there, and so that's kind of be where we pick up. So Mila and Faith are going to take you all to those rooms so that you can get situated in order to enjoy a rest. And as Mila takes the group there, Faith not being out on the shipwreck and everything, you probably aren't really needing to rest. And so as you arrive, Mila turns to you, Faith, and you notice that she's kind of holding, so she is a winged kobold, but like her wings they've been damaged at some point, and so she has those wings tucked against her body in a way that she typically does when she's tired. And you also notice like her usually vibrant scales are more dull in color, so you can tell like she herself is a little exhausted as she approaches you, and her eyes, like, they're sparkling with this excitement, and she clears her throat, trying to kind of suppress that enthusiasm, not wanting to be too much. And she looks at you, Faith, and she goes, Faith, I was wondering if you'd like to join me in my laboratory. And her voice is filled with this mixture of eagerness and shyness. I've been working on something new, and I think I could use your insight. I think you'd be able to help me keep focused.
Sure, let's do it.
Her face lights up with delight. Ooh, we got a lot of feedback happening.
Yep, sorry. I'm
It's
lagging
okay.
a little bit. I apologize.
Her face lights up.
Oh, we're gonna. Okay.
Okay, sorry, I don't want it feeding back through for this stream. I'm gonna mute you and I will unmute once I'm done talking. Her face lights up with delight and she gestures towards her living quarters. And in there, you are very familiar with the makeshift lab and tinkering station she has. Oh, great! I've been experimenting with combining some alchemy and engineering and magic to make something truly unique. And I think that your knowledge from the islands and from talking with Turok, that we could perfect this that I've been working on. And so she, as you two walk over to her quarters, she continues talking and speaking animately, sharing the ideas that she has. And then as you step there, she says, I remember you mentioning illusions at one point, so I have tried to craft a potion that will let someone manifest a convincing sensory illusion, whether it's sound or smells, and hopefully something visual that's a little bit better than the typical thing and very realistic. And I think that you could help me with this.
What do we got?
So,
Yeah.
as you all step in, the rest of the group, you all are getting situated for your long rest. And so she takes you in, and she's talking about how she's been combining different ingredients and trying to add in some infusions, but she's not quite getting it where she wants it to be. And she goes, I was hoping that you could take a look and see what you could come up with.
Okay, so what does she have?
So she is trying to create a potion that is going to allow a pretty realistic illusion to be cast, whether it's something visual or sound or smell.
What does she have for ingredients so far?
So she has gathered different herbs from speaking with Turok. She has very minimal spell casting abilities herself that she's been trying to use. And she's really wanting to get some guidance from you to help make it so that these illusions remain stable from drinking the potion, like whoever drinks it, and that they can be very convincing and durable, even more so than if somebody were to like cast a low-level minor illusion spell. She's really wanting something that's going to be very realistic and descriptive and kind of hard for somebody to be able to suss out that it is in fact an illusion.
Well, I happily guide her to the best of my ability. The illusion is not my forte.
Yeah, so as you're guiding her... Sorry, I'm having a hard time with the feedback. As you are guiding her, go ahead and roll for me an Arcana check. All right, with that 4, as you are attempting to help Mila with this, even you yourself, you are, a little more familiar with spellcasting than she likely is, but trying to get the exact combination of ingredients and things, you're just not quite there yourself. So the two of you are working and tinkering on this, but you're not able to get it to be more realistic than what she already has it, as she's trying to fine-tune it. And like she takes a moment and she like drinks one of the potions and tries to cast a illusion of just like a small bird in the corner, and you can see it kind of like, at first it looks to be pretty good, but then it like begins flickering and before it like disappears. So you have this bird that looks to be realistic, and then almost as soon as you have this illusion of this bird here, it just begins to kind of short out in front of the two of you. And she's like, see, this is what I mean. I just can't quite get it to stick around long enough to mean something.
Okay. What if... Can I re-roll, try again?
What would you do differently for trying again? Like,
Uh... See here. Come on, you can do it. Alright. So, see here, what I would probably do is, first step would be to switch out an ingredient.
okay.
See if a different ingredient works better.
Yeah, definitely. So I would say, depending on what you're switching out, you could roll nature to see if that helps you determine what to switch out, or you can try Arcana again.
Do it. Six of one, half dozen the other. Let's try nature this time.
Hey, we doubled it. So you again, you go ahead and you swap out one of the ingredients, and again, you all try a potion. And this time, as Mila is going to cast the illusion, what would you tell her to cast? What do you want to see her try to make appear?
She is looking for all of the senses being affected with this spell.
Yes,
is that
she
correct?
is. Correct.
So, we could start with, start like a flower and a wind to blow the smell of the flower. Just
Okay.
there's
Yeah. And so she works on having a flower bloom forth, and as she does, like, you do kind of get the like the faint aroma of like lilac kind of filling the room, and it's there and gone just like as quickly as it comes in, it kind of dissipates. But you do kind of get the sense that in comparison it lasted a little bit longer than what the bird had earlier.
all right. And she is drinking the potion to be able to cast an illusion spell as opposed to just having the illusion happen, but when drinking the spell.
Right, so she's making an illusion potion basically so she can cast it.
Okay. So, what if we try and reword the spell itself?
Okay, make a Arcana check.
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Maybe I can actually get something there.
Okay, so as this happens, as you work on maybe coming up with a different way of words for saying it, you do notice that this time Mila, she goes to create an illusion of another small bird. She really likes birds apparently, and this time, like, not only can you see it and it's not immediately flickering away, you can also hear the bird singing softly while it's there. And Mila, she gets extremely excited seeing, and like, it by no means has been perfected, but she's scribbling frantically, writing down everything that the two of you have done to this point, trying to take note of everything, and she exclaims excitedly to you, Faith, and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe we are so close. We are so close to having gotten this, and I think if we just keep working on it, it's going to be even better than what it currently is. This is very exciting."
Yes, that's a beautiful bird you've made.
Yes, it is. It is quite nice. And at this point, like, as you know, listening to the bird and everything, a few minutes have gone by. So in comparison to the quick in and out from before, like, the illusion does seem to be keeping up for a while, and then it does begin to kind of slowly fade out as Mila is finishing her notes. And as you are sitting in there with her, you do notice, you know, this is kind of the first pause that you have had, and you notice that outside it has started to darken. And you know, quite a while has gone by, the two of you sitting in there, and as you are taking that in, you can't help but hear some frantic, like, scrambling happening outside. And as you're hearing this, you're hearing the names Aga, Frub, Kilnip, Laylee, Mumbo, Mila, Rix, Zark, hurry, being shouted as somebody rushes in to the first room that's right next to Mila's room, rushing in to grab what they are hoping to be the other kobolds there. Rushes in. Tarak and I, we were fishing, and then there were these giant sea ogres, and they chased us to the beach. And upon realizing what he has walked into, seeing some of you all hanging in the hammocks, he kind of like just jolts and pauses. Wait, who are you all? And there, honestly, if all of you wanted to be in one room, there probably would have been room for that, since there were just 5 of you. So whatever, you can decide who is where, and then what would your reaction be? And you were just long resting.
So, to start out, these kobolds would run in and screaming. Dooper would frantically get to his feet as if someone was coming in to try and rob him, remembering his traumatic experience with his parents being robbed. And he would jump up and, "My dear young ones, don't scare me like that. What? Sea ogres? Hi, which way are these giant creatures? And how can I help?"
Well, and so as you were kind of coming to realize there's only one, and you have not seen this one before.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you're kind of, you know, adjusting and taking in what's happened, you realize all that commotion was just coming from one little fella, and he is looking at the room. I said, "Who are all of you? What are you doing? Why are you in my bed?"
So, Harag would sit up from his bedroll that he set up on the floor, look at the kobold, and say, "If it is not a real danger, give me 5 more minutes."
Not a real danger, didn't you hear me? I said giant sea ogres! They were chasing us! Tarak is cornered!
And I gotta get up again.
I'll put my head around from Milo's room and be like, Tarak is cornered?
Yes, that's what I said. And anyone in the room, you see that this kobold is. Okay, you see that this kobold begins, like, he's no longer waiting for a response from everybody as each of you are processing. He starts to search through frantically a small box, and he is like rummaging through, kind of tossing everything which way out of it, and the like once nicely neat room that you were in like is suddenly littered with all of his belongings as he's there just ransacking, trying to find something. Are you all going to help? We've got to get to Tarak. What are we doing?
Balric will just kind of scramble up and start getting his armor on and everything.
Yeah, Arceus would start
As soon as
gathering his
I-
things as well.
When I ran around the corner and said Tarak is cornered, that's what I started doing.
Yeah, so everybody just kind of starts scrambling up, and as you all are kind of getting to it, you hear the small little kobold he holds up in his hand, and he goes, "There it is!" And he's holding the small dagger, and he was like, "I know that Tarak said no, not to bring it, that's not the way, but we are going to show him, Grim Cleaver, we are going to show him that we should have been together this whole time." And he's very, like, ecstatic about this small little dagger that he's holding in his hands. Anything that anyone would do at this point?
Cooper would just ask him to lead the way and would start to ready himself at the door.
He's down by the beach. We've got to go. It's going to take a little while to get there. And at this moment, you like suddenly notice just like him like take this really massive breath, and you can see like he himself has had a run-in with these presumed sea ogres. His robes have some blood on them, and he's muddy and everything else. Like he is soaked from having jumped in the water to try to get to shore to get to someone. And he just kind of takes a big sigh, and he's gripping that dagger, and he's like, okay, we've just got to go. We got to get to him. And you all begin to follow. So you see, as you are approaching, and you're too far away at this point, so I have some like narrative, but you're too far away to react, and I will get you to the point where you can. But as you are approaching, you see these shadows of these two large, green, scaly, very, very much kind of like Batman crocodile-esque, kind of hulking over this, what looks to be a small, older gentleman, and he is trying to stand his ground, but like their massive form is just kind of really, like, it's very prominent to you even from the distance where like you can see, but like even firing an arrow, you'd be too far away. And you can hear one kind of bellowing something. You can't quite make out what it is, but as they do, you feel like by the time it reaches to you all, like gentle vibrations in the ground, and Tarak, who is down there, you can clearly tell that he's determined, and you hear him like yell Blep, which is the kobold that is with you all, and he's like, "I could really use some help about now. Hurry!" And he grunts as he takes and he lugs one giant rock towards one of the sea spawn ogres, and he throws another one, hitting the first one in the shoulder. He misses the second one. It was just a little too heavy. But that first ogre that he hits bellows in anger and begins swinging his massive fist at Tarak. And he dodges that initial swing quite gracefully. But in doing so, he was not prepared for the swing that came from the second ogre that sends him flying before he crashes into a boulder. At this point, you all are getting closer as you're approaching. You are probably, I would say, about 100 feet away, and Turok is currently down on the ground. Both of those ogres, thinking he has been taken care of, are now looking for Blep because they know that he was there. So now they're trying to find him, and they're turning their attention, and you can hear them mouth the word lizard, lizard, because they can't really say much. And as they turn, looking for Blep, who is standing there holding his dagger, right? This small, really kind of crude dagger. Blep is like standing, leading you all in. I mean, he like is the definition of brave, like just running full on in. He knows he has you all behind him, and he's like getting ready to face these ogres. Still a while away, but holding it. And as they look at him, Turok is getting to his feet. You can see him kind of scanning the shore, and he grabs at a net, and he takes off charging towards these ogres with that net. And as he goes to toss that net over, one of them notices before he can, and they send another punch his way as again hits him and sends him back, crashing again against that boulder that he was in front of. He is battered and bruised, and at this point we will roll some initiative. Possibly if I can find my Foundry window. There we go. Oh, let me drop you all in, and then we will. Okay, so you all are at that corner place where I've dropped you on the map. Let's take a look at where we're going initiative order. Oh, it's kind of nice. And let's make sure I have everybody. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. One of them rolled a 0 on initiative. That is fun. Alright, so first up we do have Turok, who is going to as he is like hit the back of the rocks, and yeah, actually these two would be up a little because they were looking for Blep. He has hit the back of the rocks there, and he is going to be kind of scrambling to his feet, and we are going to have him attempt to throw another rock at one of these sea ogres. Cool. And he does hit. Oh, nice. For 6 on that. Math is hard at the end of the school year. Boom. Okay, and that will be his turn. Alright, Balric, you are up.
Okay. Oh, Lord. Forgot I have such a short movement speed. I will tell the one, oh crap, what's his name? I typed it.
Blep?
I will tell Blep to stay behind us, and I will move
Stay behind you? Want me to stay behind you? I have Grim Cleaver right here.
We want to keep you safe. And then I'll just move right up, right here. Let me move me real quick. Select. Oh dear.
I did play with settings. Hopefully combat's a little better tonight.
And I will Hunter's Mark this one.
Okay.
Can I just select it and Hunter's Mark it, maybe? Well, let me select it, but I'll go ahead and use that Hunter's Mark quick. And then I will take a shot with my longbow. Let me do cast spell. And let's see. An 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit.
And 6 damage.
Okay, and did that include your Hunter's Mark?
Oh, no, it didn't. I need to remember what that is. This is my first ranger. It is a D6. Okay. Only one.
Nice.
So a total of 11 damage.
As your arrow pierces through, you hear a loud "Ugh!" coming from this ogre. And I probably could never make that exact same sound again, so no one else is allowed to fire arrows. Anything else for anyone?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Alright, Duper.
Okay. I am going to first use my walking speed of 30 feet to get to here. And then I am going to use my dash as an action to get... Let me see. I know some things are different. Okay, it is another 30 feet.
Okay.
So I am going to use my dash action to get me 20, 30. To get me right there. And I cannot do anything else besides that.
Okay, awesome. I just realized I need to actually look at my paper sheets for these guys. Alright, Faith, you're up.
You said we're about 100 feet?
You
I just
are
moved 60.
about 95 feet. If you swim.
Hey, I got wings, I can fly. But
Also that.
we're gonna start. But we're gonna start with a nice little hex. Is it just the one?
There are two.
Because unfortunately, with the way it is set up on my screen right now, all I can see is players. So, but anyway, so we're gonna hex this guy. If I can
There
click
shouldn't
on.
be anything blocking you from seeing the
Oh, I
the
meant on the
ogres.
screen, on my
Okay.
screen, not in game.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. We are going to hex him. Cast spell on this smoke. Maybe.
Okay.
And then we are going to use Eldritch Blast on him.
Alright, go for it.
Damn it. Yeah.
7 unfortunately misses.
Yeah. Or I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna pretend.
You're going to what?
Or I'm just gonna pretend that I'm gonna hit him.
Oh, okay. Any movement or anything that you'd like to make?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my movement. Just
Okay.
there we go. All good.
Excellent. Arceus, you're up.
Arceus will move. And then I'm going to cunning action as a bonus action dash.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to ready an action for if someone comes within melee range.
Okay.
I will strike out with my rapier. Other than
Alright.
that, that's my turn.
Excellent. Harag, you're up.
So to start, you said we are within 100 feet? We're like 90 feet away?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Chill Touch on the one closest to us, that fella.
Okay.
And... okay. A 16.
Oh, no, I can do that. Alright, that does hit.
He takes 7 necrotic damage.
Okay. As you see him take that damage, you suddenly see this, would you see? Yeah, we'll go with it. You can see, because it's like, they're trying to move towards you. You see, the swarm of tiny crabs that just, like, come off of this, sea ogre, and he takes half of the damage that you just did, so it's 7, so he will take 4. And now he has these tiny crabs, that look like they are trying to sense where, that chill touch just came from. Anything else for your turn?
I will use my movement speed to run up behind what looks like a dinosaur leg.
Alright.
And
Yeah.
that'll be it.
That, I would say a woolly mammoth leg if we were being technical, but we can go dino. Alright, and then that brings us to the sea ogre, who now has his attention on you all, since you all are trying to attack him. What is his movement? Okay, there we go. Alright, he is going to move himself closer. That is all that he can do on his turn. And then immediately following him, we are going to have our swarm of sea crab, tiny crabs. And they too are going to begin moving. Oh, but they can actually get closer. So as they begin crawling all about the beach, they get to our friend Duper here, and they are going to try to pinch Duper.
Bring it on.
And
I am going... Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's a 22, so if you have a reaction, you can use the reaction.
Yes. I am going to use my reaction, Lucky Footwork.
Alright.
And... Oh, not Lucky Footwork. Nope, never mind. I cannot do that. I'm sorry. I cannot
it's
do
okay.
that.
It's okay. So it does hit then?
Yes, it does.
Alright. And I think I took it off of you already. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on. That might have taken too much. Oh, no. No, it did not. Okay. Oh, they do have half. Go ahead. Did it take 15 off of you? It rolled it twice. Okay, you should only add the 11 back on. It should have only taken 4 off of you.
Okay, how do I... On Foundry, how do I add that back to myself?
If you right-click your token, it should bring up your health.
Oh,
If
crap.
If you click on that box and
I
type
can-
in plus 11, it will just go ahead and add that in.
Okay. I do not have my mouse connected right now, so
I can get it for you. I'll get it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
You were just not prepared.
Well, no. So I think my mouse is what did it, so I'm gonna have to play with it this week. So I disconnected it for right now until I actually get some time to mess with it.
That is fair enough. Alright, that is going to be that sea spawn ogre, and now we are at Blep, who is still wagging that, what he's calling Grim Fever up in the air, and he's kind of a little irked by whoever had told him to stay back. So definitely wanting to prove himself, he is going to begin to move forward. He's actually going to dash forward. Put himself right up there, and that will be his turn. And that brings us to the other sea spawn ogre, who is going to, on his turn, dash towards the group as well. I go right there, because he is going right for Blep. Alright, and then that brings us to Turok, who he is like in kind of rough condition, so he will use his turn to get up and move closer, but he is unfortunately not moving too swiftly, so he's not dashing. And then Balric, you were up. If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Shoot. I said I'll move up here a little ways, and then it is like not allowing me to select these. I don't know why. That's weird. Oh, select targets. There we go. Okay. And I will attack with my longbow here. I know that's not the one that I have my hunter's mark on, but that's the one that I can see best right now. So.
Okay.
Ooh, a nat 20. Nice.
I still can't use that.
So, critical hit and... Ooh, 17 damage.
Ooh. He turns his attention fully towards you and just kind of, as you send that arrow piercing through, rips it from wherever you've shot it at, and looks like right at you as he just kind of holding that arrow just like Tarzan's on his chest, as he is pissed. Because that definitely hurt. Anything else for your turn?
I will just go... Ah!
Arr!
And that is all.
Alright, Duper, you're up.
So after this swarm of crabs had pinched me on my last turn, I am going to select them, and I am going to use my Word of Radiance as I am clenching my holy symbol with my sword hand.
Okay.
Let me cast that. They must do a Constitution saving throw. Let me see what that Constitution saving throw is. It is a con save of 10.
No. Womp womp. 7. I thought I had just gotten it. I hate 6s and 9s. Like, why couldn't we make these numbers look different?
The Sea Ogre has to do it as well.
Oh, okay.
I placed that a little too close to myself.
Constitution. Sea Ogre is fine. 17.
Okay. The crabs take 5 radiant damage.
Oh, I kind of think it took that off of Sea Ogre.
Oh.
Oh, it did.
Oh yeah. On mine it says that that the ogre got an 8 for his Constitution, and the crabs got a saving throw of 12.
It's like rolling them after, so I rolled a 7 for the crabs and a 17 for the Sea Ogre. So I don't know what that delay is, but I'm gonna go with my rolls, because that's like half the fun of the game is rolling.
Perfect.
And I promise you, I'm being honest.
Again, hey, I'm. So yeah,
weird.
They take 5 radiant damage.
Well, they took it. I don't know how to make the radiant damage light up go away, but they took it.
I might be able to do that. Actually, I think it's a duration.
That's fine. We're all good. Anything else for Duper?
That is all he can do.
Cool. Well, so that is good to know. So I guess it was when you actually did the cast. Yeah. So next time I'll wait to roll. All right. Faith is up.
Alrighty, so first things first, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the guy I hex. So I can get there. Go.
And that is the one dancing in the sunlight right now.
Yes. Dancing in the sunlight.
Nice, that hits. That still cannot be used.
And I apologize. I promise next week I will have this taken care of, and that won't be a problem. But
It's all good. Like, I've been playing with my Saturday group, and we have tech issues every morning, every Saturday morning.
And every time I plug in a headset today, it's decided I can't hear anything. I can talk, but I can't hear anything.
Ooh. Excellent.
So.
Yeah, and it took that 9 force damage from you.
And then I will move in between I think it was Balric and the ogre.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I wanted to be another space back, but I
Like
lined
back
that
here?
up well. Here is where I was going, but I'm not sure actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could do that, but
Okay.
that works.
All right, Arceus.
Okay, Arceus is going to go forward and just make attack with his rapier. His sneak attack on the ogre there in front of him.
Okay. Where'd you go? Oh, you're underneath. Oh, look at Thomas the Train! So as you do that, which is actually kind of, mine was not a natural 20 though. So as you hit, the sea ogre, you suddenly see him, kind of spin around a bit, and he, like, takes up his hands and kind of, Spider-Man-esque, he shoots a quill at you, and you get... Oh, it's combined everything. You end up taking 9 piercing damage and 5 poison damage. And with that... Oh, I don't think it took off your 14. Your 8. Okay. And let me take off the 8 that you caused him, because it did not take the 8, but it took the 5. I love technology. Cool. Anything else for Arceus?
I think that's it.
Alright. Parag, you're up.
So, pretty much staying with the same target, the guy that is dancing in the sun, as everybody's been saying. This time, I'm going to firebolt that one.
Oh, he's
hoping
really...
not to hit Duper.
I'm 3 foot tall and he's like 9 foot tall, so we're okay.
Until he
Maybe.
nat ones that shit.
No, this is true.
14. It's not a nat 1.
14 does hit.
He takes 2 fire damage. A D10, and it gives me a 2. And I will use my movement speed if I click the right button first to get just past Balric. And that will be my turn.
Okay. Alright, Dancing in the Moonlight is currently up, and he is going to move over here. Actually, no. Nope, he's gonna do it. And he is going to attempt to slam Duper. I don't know why it thinks that he can't slam. Go. Okay, that was a 25.
That hits.
Okay, and that is a 10 for damage.
Okay.
Okay, and then the one, he is the one. The crabs are going to... Harag, have I lost your token somewhere?
No.
Do you see your token?
Yeah.
Where's your
She's right
token?
up by me.
Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. I like stared at you. I knew that you were there. So since you were the one that had made these crabs originate, they are going to scurry towards you, and they are going to attempt to I'll put them right up there with you. They're going to attempt to bite or pinch. Oh, I was not trying to hit Duper, but I'm guessing a 13 also doesn't hit you, but I'm glad it didn't hit Duper.
Can I
Apparently you were
use
still
my
target.
reaction to take an attack of opportunity as they leave?
Yes, you can.
What was their roll to
Duper-
hit? I'm sorry.
It was a 13.
Oh yeah, that hit me.
That hit
I
you?
also get an opportunity attack.
You
too.
do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it hit me. I only have an AC of 12.
Alright, let me roll damage, and then I will take care of you all. Oh gosh. I just want to roll the damage. There we go. Alright, and you take 4 for the damage from the pinch.
Okay.
And then what all did you get for your opportunity attacks on the swarm of crabs that
Both
is
of us
calling
rolled
it
a
beetles?
17.
Okay, that will in fact hit.
Let me roll damage.
9 piercing from Arceus.
Did you say 9
Nine,
or
yeah.
5? 9. Okay. And you got what, Super?
I got 3. Yep, I got 3 piercing.
Okay. Cool.
And I don't know why it tried getting me to roll an attack on the ogre, because that is not what I wanted to do.
Okay, and then that brings us to our little brave friend who is going to take his little dagger and is going to try to stab it at the ogre. That I just suddenly made invisible because things are all too close together.
Is our other friend invisible? Because I don't see him either.
He's like in the light thing, and I think that is making it so he can't be seen. But give me a second and I will see if I can fix that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know why I want to get rid of that.
It will be under templates for you. Who am I talking to? Charlie. It'll be under your tiles. If you go to the tiles tab, and then you should be able to click it and delete it.
So when I go to tiles, there's not... Is it this? Yeah, it's not letting me delete it. I can select
weird.
a tile. Does that let me delete it? Yeah, it's not letting me get rid of it.
Devin, what if you... Oh, God, you don't have right click.
Is it drawing tools, maybe? Nope. Okay. Alright, so I just hid that ogre, and so he was not hidden before, but he's not showing... Oh, he is showing up. He's, like, right next to Duper. I can see him on my player.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see him too.
Okay.
Right here.
That's weird. I can't. But okay.
Alright, and then, so that was Blep took his turn. Then we were at, oh shit, I didn't even realize that it was going to be back to back. And so Blep having stabbed this ogre with his dagger, this ogre is going to naturally return the favor and try to slam little Blep. Ooh, and that definitely hits our friend. And you see Blep fall to the ground unconscious at this point. Okay, that does bring us to... Oh, it went away. So it must be a time thing. Or did
Yep.
somebody else delete it?
I didn't.
Okay. It brings us to Rock having seen his little friend fall to the ground. He is going to rush towards him. And he like immediately just scoops up Blep, and he grabs him, and he only took 20 feet of movement speed, so he is going to attempt to move, hoping that the ogre does not hit his with his opportunity attack, but he is going to move Blep out from here. Let's see if this guy is able to have gotten him. Nope, he does hit as he is running. We see... So, Turok rushed in, and as he did to grab Blep, he too, as he is slammed in, like, falls face down in the ground, holding Blep kind of like a football, so like nothing else happens to him, but they are both currently unconscious on the ground, but at least a little ways away from the ogres. Balric, you were up. At least I'm not killing you all.
Yeah.
Just killing my NPCs.
Okay. I'm going to. I guess I'll move past the crabs. Hopefully, not getting hit. We'll see. And I'll
Alright.
use.
Let's see if they would have been able to pinch. Oh, they do, in fact, manage to pinch you for 6 pinching damage.
Ouch. For some reason it took 9 off of me. Or no.
Oh, I don't know why it's rolling it twice. Okay, so because they're missing damage, you should only have the 3 taken off, so you can add the 6. Instead of doing one or the other, it's taking them both.
Oh, okay. So I should be at 19 then?
Yes.
Looks like. Okay. There we go. And then I will let me make sure. I will cast Cure Wounds on oh, now I can't remember his name.
Are you going with the human or the lizard?
The human, and then I'm going
Okay.
as soon as he's back up. I'm going to tell him to get the kobold or to get Blep out,
Alright,
and we'll take care of him.
Tarak.
Tarak,
what-
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and cast that quick. Let me select him and do Cure Wounds. And whoa,
Nice.
he gets 7 health. Should have saved that one.
Yeah, and so as you restore some of his health and you begins to get up, he's spitting out sand and thank you. How embarrassing! I must have tripped.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Just you guys get to safety.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Anything else for you?
Nope, that should be all.
Alright, Duper, you're up.
So for my action, I am going to lay on hands myself. Ability. And I am going to use 5 of my 10 HP to put that back on myself.
Okay.
And then for my bonus action, I am going to use my rabbit hop. And I am going to jump 10 feet oh, shoot, wrong one. There we go. And I am going to kind of jump back behind Arceus for 5 feet. And just kind of sit here for a second. I'm not going to use my full 10-foot movement for my bonus action. I'm just going to use 5.
Okay.
And using my rabbit hop does not provoke an opportunity attack.
Excellent. Anything else?
Nope, that should do it.
Alright, Faith.
Alright, so we'll start with Eldritch Blast on the one that's hexed.
Okay.
Maybe. There we go. Come on. No, probably not.
An 11 does not hit, unfortunately.
Fine then. Right there. That is the excitement.
Alright. Arceus.
Arceus is going to strike out at that one with his rapier once more. With sneak attack, as there is still a friendly within 5 feet.
Okay. That does hit. Alright, and you see that one that you were attacking. How do you want to do it?
He's going to just kind of reach up as high as he can. I'm assuming right below the jawline where his rapier would pierce through. And then he'd pull it out, and then we're going to bonus action disengage and kind of back up a few steps.
Yeah, and as you jab your rapier into this sea ogre, ocean water just kind of floods out as he falls into a heap.
And we're going to go right back here and call it good for a moment.
Okay. Harag, you are up.
So, knowing that I have no spells that would not damage me other than one, I am going to extend my fingernails and use primal savagery on the crabs.
What's crabs ever do to you?
They took a quarter of my health.
I mean, for what it's worth, they have a lot to be mad about. Midjourney thinks that looks like a swarm of tiny Mr. Krabs, and that looks nothing like Mr. Krabs, so you missed.
Yeah, it was on a 16 and then it just had to go bloop onto a 6.
Really got those tiny crabs.
Yeah.
So small and you're so tall. Couldn't reach down that far.
They dodged right out of whatever that was. Anything else for your turn?
Just a question. So I know some DMs do corrosive acid different than others. So with primal savagery, would it just be the one acid attack and that would be it until I do it again?
So I have never encountered acid in my game, so I don't necessarily have a decision on that, but I can write that to my list of things to think about.
Okay.
You have to hit with it first.
Right.
That's true. That is true.
So, okay, so you get... Alright, I will look more into this. Go. Boom. It is on the ever-growing list of May. But I will look, and we can discuss that later more in depth, because I've never had it come up before.
Okay.
I don't think it will affect anything this game, because you missed.
Right. I'll probably miss every time.
This ogre is going to, seeing what has just transpired, he is going to dash into the ocean. Disappearing off of our map. And then that does leave these little crabs that are going to, after you just tried what you did, they are going to try at you again to pinch. They miss you, so maybe your acid question will happen. Well, he is currently unconscious. He is dead. Rock is going to take out of his pocket a small healing potion to help his little friend there. And it is just a normal one. That's a D4, right?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, I mean, 3 is pretty good for our little friend. That's like half his health. And as Blep kind of comes to, he's still grasping his dagger, and he like kind of is swinging around, and Turok like drops him because he obviously doesn't want to be stabbed. And Blep is like, did I get him? Did I get it? Did I get And Turok just kind of looks and shakes his head, doesn't really say anything else. Balric, you're up.
So I will move kind of up to the edge here, and having seen it sprint off into the ocean, with my hunter's mark still on that, can I try and see if I can like see it anywhere?
Yeah, go ahead. Does Hunter's Mark give you advantage on that perception?
Yeah, so it gives advantage on any perception or survival checks you make to find it.
Alright, go for it then.
Oh crap! I just rolled it in D&D Beyond. That was a 16. Does
It still shows
come through
up.
on there?
Yeah.
Oh,
It-
nice.
It even
Okay.
comes through with your picture.
Hey,
It actu-
nice.
It actually looks nicer.
So I'll do one more just to see. Okay, so a 19.
So you do see him. Let me see where he would be. I think you were standing. No, he moved from here, and he. That is not the right tool. Okay, so he would be right where I'm pinging if the map extended that far.
Okay. And he is definitely in water. How did we do that? Was that disadvantage to try and hit him? Or to try and hit that shark?
Yes, because it wasn't a crossbow.
Okay. Perfect. So I will try and shoot him underwater. We'll see if this works. Can I select him if I just click him here?
Oh, can you see him? Here, I can make it so you can see him.
Okay, there we go. And I will just... attack. Normal. Oh, whoops, that's supposed to be at disadvantage. That would have critically hit.
Come on.
Let's just
roll
go with
another one.
it. Just go with it. Let's just go with
Just
it.
go with it? Okay.
I don't think you'll kill him, so...
Yeah, it's it would take a pretty fair amount. So that is 12, and then my hunter's mark is a D6.
Ah, you could get close.
I keep on accidentally doing that. There we go. 15 total.
You all suddenly see a lot, like the water becoming cloudy, with the red of this ogre's blood as it begins to fill that area there. Alright. And so do you have a good idea of where he is? She is. Move him to where he would be. Duper, you're up if there's anything you would like to do.
So, after seeing Balric shoot into the water, I know that there was nothing I could do to help my friend. So, I am going to attack the crabs. And I am going to use my cantrip again. So there's going to be we're going to be walking in the sunlight again.
Can't wait.
Let me select target. There we go. And I'm going to use my Word of Radiance. And I am going to use it where no one else will have to do a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Fancy that.
And it was a Constitution saving throw of 10.
Okay. I think if you click the damage button, they automatically roll.
Okay.
Let's give that a whirl.
Yep.
Oh. And you see as these tiny crabs dissipate and are no longer able to harass Harag.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Also, we have somebody in the chat, which I know is Matt, but we'll pretend. You can choose which creature, so you can put it wherever you'd like, apparently. Cool. Alright, well, the crabs are gone. We do have some blood floating in the water if anyone is going to try, so I'll just kind of run through and see if anyone else does anything. Faith, anything that you would do at this point?
I'll try another shot at the ogre that's trying to get away.
Okay, so he is under water at this point, so like depending on what you're trying to do might influence the outcome.
Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, I don't know. Does that work like into the water? Does anyone know?
It doesn't say anything about nods. But
Well, let's see. Let me pull something up. Do you have to be able to see him?
within range.
Okay, I mean,
says within range, not within sight.
Okay, you have a general idea of where he is, so go for it.
Now, with the pool of blood, or with the blood around him, does that negate the disadvantage, or do I still need a disadvantage?
I would say still at disadvantage because like you kind of know where he is, but not quite.
All right, I said I can't. I apologize. Never mind. This is how it's gonna be.
Well, that's interesting. Your dice are rolling, but nothing is like showing up in the chat for me. That's a new thing.
That's fine. Should I try again, or did you see what numbers they were?
I didn't know which one hit first is the problem. Like
Let's try to see if it works. Oh wait, maybe if let me try a little something. Let me see if I can target. Maybe that was the problem.
Okay. It's just weird that it's not showing in the chat to me at all.
Hopefully I got the target. We attack.
Okay, there we go. That's so weird that they're not showing up, but yeah, neither of those would have hit.
All right.
Cool.
I'm just here for show.
Alright, Arceus, is there anything at this point that you would try to do?
No, he's not gonna chase a puddle of water. So.
Fair enough. Harag?
First, I'm going to look at good old Duper and say, those were my crabs. But thank you.
They were indeed your crabs. Tiny as they were all yours.
And knowing that the other ogre ran to water, I'm not even gonna look at it. Not even gonna look at the water.
Fair enough. Alright, well, he is going to continue off of the map as he swims down and further away. So I would say at this point we are safely out of initiative. So as the group kind of gathers themselves and stands in the sparkling, radiant light that is happening on our screen, is there anything anybody would do at this point?
I would make sure that none of our party members are looking too worse for wear. Like there's no one like keeled over about ready to pass out and hit the sand.
I would go over and grab my my arrow out of the one that's dead there, and get that back, and then also kind of search it while I'm doing that, see if there's anything on it.
I wouldn't say Arceus is about to pass out, but he is definitely not feeling well.
Perfect. And Duper will use his lay on hands pool and give you 3 HP.
How are the NPCs doing? They looking a little better?
1 second and I can... I'm pulling. Not what I want. One of them is looks... Tarak, looks to be pretty rough still. Blep does look a little bit in better condition than Tarak does.
We gotta get. I'll go over to Arceus and give him 5 lay on hands. Let me double check, make sure that's. I'm sorry, I did not think it through. I forget how many you start with on lay on hands.
Start with 5.
Yeah, alright, then I'll give them to him.
Alrighty.
So a total of 8 health in a matter of 6 seconds.
Definitely feeling a lot better now.
Ulrich, as you're going to kind of look over the ogre, and see if there's anything that he was carrying, I mean, seeing as, like, in the sea, you don't really see, anything of too much interest, but you do see that he is wearing a necklace that has, like, various teeth, on it. It's about the only thing of intrigue.
Do I recognize like what any of the what kind of animal any of the teeth would have come from?
Yeah, roll me a survival.
Survival.
Yeah, so as you were looking through, you don't really see anything, that you haven't seen before, so tell us, what kind of teeth do you find on this necklace? You're the expert here.
We'll go with some barracuda teeth and some shark teeth, especially since they're from underwater. Yeah, that's mostly teeth of fish type items, I'm guessing.
You like how I put that right back on you?
Yep.
Like, I'm over here telling you what he's got, and you want to be picky about it?
Oh no, reverse.
I'll
Awesome.
grab the necklace off of it and put it on. So
Okay. Cool. anything else that anybody would be doing at this point? Devin, I think you're broken again.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is it back feeding again?
Yeah, and it's like really weird. Maybe it's your toilet again.
No, it's not going off. This is something different. Let me fiddle with it real quick.
Ooh. Derek, you're ready to have to run over.
Oh, don't worry. I'm prepping.
Okay. So as everything like begins to settle, Tarak, kind of dusts himself off, and he comes over to the group, and of course, he knows you, Faith, and everything, and he definitely gives you a little shoulder squeeze. He hasn't been the most open to people even in your 5 years being here, but gives you a little acknowledgement. Thank you for coming and for bringing our new friends here. I appreciate it.
Glad we could help. How are you doing?
I mean, I've seen worse and I've seen better. I cannot complain, and if I did, no one would want to hear it.
How's the little one?
You can see for yourself, the little one is eager as always with that darn dagger.
Has anyone taught him how to use it yet?
I mean, you know how we are here. That's not really our way, but he did manage to get a good stab at one of them.
I know that's not the way, but if he's gonna run into battle, he's gonna have to learn how to use that thing.
Well, the hope is that we don't run into too many battles.
True, but with the zombies coming in.
That is true. The zombies have been an issue. I suppose maybe it is time, since he's eager and willing to learn, that we work on teaching him. Well, I'm Tarak, and I do appreciate each of you. What I'm guessing the latest shipwreck has brought you all here?
That would be correct.
Well, I hate to say it, but I'm thankful that one, we had Faith here, and that you all, I ended up shipwrecked in here as well. I don't know if we would have made it without the help of you all, and I definitely appreciate it. And as he is saying this, Blep, starting to feel, better, is kind of tugging at him, and he was like, remember, you told me not to bring it, and I didn't bring it. I listened to you, and if I would have brought it, we might have been okay. I am never leaving without Grim Cleaver again, because this never would have happened had I brought it. And, who are these people? Well, that's what I was getting to, young one. I was trying to introduce ourselves. No need to fuss. I'm sure they will tell us who they are. This is Blep, if you haven't figured it out, and that is Grim Cleaver in his hand, I guess. He's named his dagger. People naming weird things. Everybody names their swords, especially if it's one that is as helpful and magical as this one. Just kind of shakes his head at Blep as he says that. Again, sorry for the interruption that is Blep. How'd you all do?
Not so bad. My name's Balric. It's nice to meet you.
You as well.
Am I still backfeeding?
Nope,
No.
no, you're good.
Aha! I figured it out. My name, young ones, is Dupa. I know my size and stature is not as appalling as these ogres and my companions, but trust this. Where there is someone in need, I am always there to ring the bell.
Pooper? What kind of name is Pooper? You hear Blep say. That's quite
Charlie.
the name.
Charlie is trying to get the rabbit to go evil.
I can help with that.
It can be arranged.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. As he is yelling pooper at Duper, Turok just kind of, like, takes his hand and, just, like, you know, without hesitation, just covers his mouth. It was like, not now. His name is Duper. I have told you to clean out those ears. I apologize. He's always one to crack a joke. And you can kind of hear him, like, muttering, I wasn't joking. He said his name.
There is no need for an apology. Along this journey, I have been called many names that are not my own. One of them being Bun Bun, that I was not too fond of, but first introductions are always a lasting one.
Well, I can assure you I will not be calling you Bun Bun. I only use names like that for special people. And you are not who I would use that name on.
It is appreciated.
Okay. And I realized I have not, because we were, like, you initially, you know, went into saving, Turok, I have not really described him, but, standing before you, you see he's human, he's, middle-aged, he looks hardened. I mean, like, looking at his hands, you can see lots of calluses and things. His skin has that, kind of, like, permanent dirt type of feel to it, where, like, it wouldn't matter how much he scrubbed, it's never coming clean type of thing. So, like, while he looks hardened, he also has these very kind, blue eyes, and his skin is it's pale, but, like, darkened by the amount of freckles that he has. He has, like, reddish-brown hair. His beard is beginning to gray, so, like, just kind of, like, the sides are red, but then as it goes towards the center, it gets more and more gray. And he has some fading tattoos that are, going up, like, the long side of his neck is what you would see. And he's in pretty tattered clothing at this point, especially after that ordeal, you know, covered in sand and some blood and everything from everything that's happened, torn. And he just kind of is standing there waiting for the group to continue with introductions. We can also fast forward through introductions. I assume all of you would introduce yourselves to him and things, and he was like, well, I would like to repay you all for what you've done. I definitely appreciate it. Could I make you a proper meal? Would that be something of interest for you all? And keep in mind at this point, because, like, we're on, you know, I guess technically day 2, because the first day was you all on the ship. Well, and I guess it would be longer than that. So we are probably, for you, like, you were on this ship, I would say, for 3-ish days, and then we are still that day of the shipwreck. So you had the shipwreck in the morning, you then took a nice long afternoon nap, and then you were awoken by Blep rushing in. So it would probably be somewhere in the 7 o'clock hour, so definitely dinner time. I would like to prepare a meal of gratitude for you all, if that would be okay for you.
That sounds fantastic to me.
Yeah, definitely. Could
After
definitely use some
these-
good food.
After these past few days, I could use a decent meal.
I was hoping to be preparing fish, but obviously our fishing expedition was cut a little short, if you know what I mean. But how about this? You all go and you take some time. You settle in. I know that the first room is available, and I don't know if Renara had gotten you all settled with hammocks in that room or not, where since you have arrived. But you can get settled in if you need to. You can rest up a bit, whatever you need to do, clean up a bit after this, and then by the time you are ready, I should have a meal set for you all to come and we can eat together and discuss more. How does that sound for you all?
That
fair to
sounds
me.
great.
I thought I was having audio issues. Y'all can't scare me like that. I'm just teasing. Alright, so you all go to kind of settle, rest up a bit, whatever the case may be, and he is going to head to go and prepare a meal. I vote that we do a quick break, and then we can get back and go through the dinner things, and then we'll stop after we have had some dinner with Turok. So let's do... Ooh, 3 minutes is not going to cut it for me. I need to move a little bit. Let's do a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back. Sound good?
Yep, that'll work.
Cool. Alright, if you're watching on the stream, we will be back in about 5 minutes, so don't hold us to it, but 7:52 Central Time. I need a map. Alright, hello if you are watching, thank you for waiting while we were hanging out in the Radiance trying to figure out how to make that go away, but here we are. Where we last left off, the group had just rescued Turok, thanks to Blep running up to not get them, but to get some help, and everyone rushed in and took care of things. They killed one of the sea ogres. They dealt with some crabs. Not going to name names, but Harag has crabs, is what we realized. Just the character, not the person playing. And then from there, Turok has offered to prepare a meal for the group after they kind of rest a little bit and give him some time to go and prepare. So as you all approach the dining room and you head in, you can see the table is adorned with this colorful array of fresh herbs and vibrant flowers. All of them are carefully arranged. There's this tantalizing aroma of the herbs that is filling the air, awakening your senses even before you reach the table, and invoking this sense of tranquility among you. And each dish that you see on the table currently looks as though it has been meticulously prepared, and it really showcases Turok's culinary creativity and that deep connection that he has to nature as you all approach the dining room. Ah, come in. I'm glad you all have made it. I just finished up. Take a seat if you will.
I'll take a seat and say, the spread looks beautiful.
Thank you. I can't take much credit for it. The island provides for us, of course.
Well, it's a good thing to have.
As Harag takes his seat, he says, "You did not have to go through all of this trouble for us little band of misfits."
Well, you're right, I didn't have to, but you didn't have to put yourself in harm's way for little old me, and this is my way of paying you all for the help that you did earlier, and I feel that you all are going to be a great help to us here at Dragon's Rest, and I just want you to feel the hospitality that welcomed me in when I first came here. And welcomed Faith as well when she arrived.
You beat me to it, but I forgot to say that.
My bad. Yeah, so, take a seat. And it's nice when we can have a more sophisticated meal. The others, and you notice, the kobolds aren't really, they're not, around. So it's you all, Turok, and, Renara at this point. He's like, I prepared them something, more of their taste buds. They don't like the fancy meals I sometimes prepare. They prefer the kids' version of everything, it seems. I got to trick them into eating their vegetables by blending them into smoothies and things for them, but, by blending, he means grinding them. No blenders yet. We're not inventing that tonight.
Cue in the blender.
Well, if you're not seated yet, please do. I'm going to start with the appetizer here. And he begins to pass around the table a bowl that is full with what looks to be salad. He's like, I promise if you don't like to eat your vegetables, you will like to have this. And as he begins passing it around, and he says, be sure to wait. I also have a special drink that goes with each portion of the meal. So he begins to pass the bowls around on his right side, going around the table. It's like a family style situation, but everything's already put into the bowls, and to his left, he begins to pass the drinks around to the group. And as everything is settled in front of you, well, what are you waiting for? Please, after you, dig in. Duper, you would
Looks
probably be the
delicious.
first one to bite into this.
Oh, you bet. I was making sure I wasn't going to cut anyone else off. After a salad is placed in front of him and he has his drink, and he kind of notices everyone else readying themselves to start to dig in, he mentions back to the kobolds that he stated that he kind of had to trick them into eating it. Duper holds the bowl close to his mouth and kind of utters to himself, well, this is going to be a mess, and he buries his face into this salad.
I see. Some of us have no problems with our vegetables. That is refreshing indeed.
And
go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, you go for it.
As Duper is destroying this salad, he keeps taking small breaks to kind of make sure that the kobolds are kind of watching him as he does it.
Oh, so they're not even at a kiddies table. Like, they are not part of this for you all.
Okay.
This is like a very sophisticated time.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. It's basically you are all here and they are like somewhere else picnicking type of thing. But
Gotcha.
as you all are enjoying your salad, you find it is infused with this medley of hand-picked herbs. The greens are very crisp and vibrant. It's also accompanied by edible flowers that add to that elegance of the simple dish of a salad. And you have a lot of flavors that really bring a symphony of freshness. So you have hints of mint, basil, and thyme that are intertwining in perfect harmony before you. And the drink that he has prepared, so as you all are eating, he says, and don't forget, I have a special drink for each portion to help cleanse the palate before moving to the other tastes that are to come. And so for this one, I've brewed for us a tea that is a blend of a few different flower blossoms and some zesty lemon. And as you all begin to drink the tea, you have like this soothing sense just kind of like washing through, and you can taste those subtle hints of the flowers as it harmonizes with that citrus, and your palate becomes cleansed and you are ready to move to the main course, unless there's anything anyone else would like to add at this point as your bowls are beginning to empty, or if some of you don't like vegetables, maybe they're not emptying and you're passing them to Duper.
I'll just
I was
say,
just getting ready to say, if anyone wasn't going to eat their salad, Duper would gladly eat it.
I'll just say, incredible the blend that you've gotten with this. This is perfect.
Is he not an artiste?
Is what?
Is he not an artiste?
Faith, he kind of blushes a little. It's far too kind. Like you said, it's the island here. It prepares the meal practically itself with the blend of ingredients I'm able to find. Alright, if you're finished, you can begin to pass your bowls and we will get started with some stew. Now, I assume maybe some of you don't necessarily want to eat meat, so I do have just a vegetable option, but the meat really does bring the flavor around. But no judgment, of course, whatever it is that you would like. Is there anyone who would like to not have any meat in your stew? Ah, yes, I'm sure you all need that nourishment. I understand. So as the stew is passed around and you all begin to consume this, you have these, like, heaping bowls. I mean, it's very clear that, like, he has put in a lot of effort in growing the produce needed to make these meals. There's not as much meat as there is vegetable in it, but you can see it is bursting with flavor and texture. The base of the stew is this rich vegetable broth, and it's been simmered with herbs and spices as well. You can see a lot of root vegetables and mushrooms are in there, and there are some tender pieces of slow-cooked meat that are seasoned to perfection. And each bite is this comforting embrace that warms both your body and soul as it connects you to your past, and it begins to bring forth a cherished memory for each of you. And the more that you eat, the more vibrant and vivid this memory becomes for you as you're eating. And Turok, as he is eating, he says, "Oh, this just always seems to take me back to when I was a young lad. I don't know what it is about this stew. It was my great grandmother's recipe, as I was told. But every time I eat it, I just think of, cold winter days with my family. Does this bring any memories out for any of you? I find it tends to."
Warm summer days playing with my brother and sisters outside among the daisies and the daffodils.
Of course, siblings, and, our first real friends right there.
It actually brings me back to my home, back in the mountains. My younger siblings running around playing. Mother having just finished making the food, and father just returning from the mines. The smells of the forges lingering in my nose from the day that I've spent in my apprenticeship. It makes me feel like a kid again.
I don't know what it
Certainly
is
does
about
bring you
stew.
back to your childhood.
It does, doesn't it? Go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off. What does it make you think of?
Just sitting around the table with family. My mother slaving over the stove.
I see that everybody is having pleasant memories. I too am having a pleasant thought of this meal. It takes me back to before I was banished. It makes me feel almost like this was made by my own grandmother, as if times weren't tough anymore.
Well, hopefully this small memory, can restore some of that toughness, even just a little, soften it a bit. I know it's not much, but sometimes it's all you've got. Did everybody share? Because I will share what Vera would have said to you.
I
So
have not yet.
do you want to go, or do you want me as Vera to go?
I will go ahead just because of kind of a response to what Harog just said.
Perfect.
I cannot agree with you more, Harog. When I was a young kid, my parents were not as wealthy as they were in my teenage years. My mother would have to find ways to feed all 14 of us. And although she may not have had the best ingredients, she always found a way to make us smile from ear to ear. This stew reminds me of a time where even the smallest ingredients or even acts could really change the life of someone.
Here on that note, Turok says. And then Vera, as they're eating the stew, kind of sighs and says, this reminds me of, my past life, being out collecting herbs as a kid, wandering around the Feywild, every town that I would go into, always getting a smile and helping a new person, traveling about, lots of good memories there. It reminds me of the stays in the taverns and the simple stews that I'd often eat on those stays. Well, I appreciate you all sharing. Thank you for that, but we've reached the best part of the main course. I'm sure some of you are wondering, and I do in fact have bread so you can soak up the rest of the juices in your bowl. Well, I'm sure maybe some of you are just drinking it, but you should do that. You can take this bread and you can soak it. And so he does offer freshly baked bread that has also been infused with herbs and seeds, and you can, as soon as he brings that from the kitchen, it's still warm. The outside of the bread is crusty, but as he cuts into it, you can kind of see the steam releasing from it, and you can smell the aroma. And you can see it's very soft on the inside. It's the perfect complement to the flavors of the stew. And of course, while you were eating the stew, you were enjoying some red wine. And so Turok says to you all, I hope I experimented a little with the red wine. I made sure to find the best that we had, but I also infused it with some selected herbs, and I wanted it to complement the rich flavors of the stew, and so there should have been some hints of thyme and rosemary and a touch of some warming spices to kind of elevate the character, so you had a perfect marriage of the flavors between the wine and the savory flavors of the stew. To go with the bread, though, as we need to cleanse, because the best part is still to come, I've created a spritzer for you. I've blended some mineral water with some herbs, mint and lemon, and I've added a extra squeeze of zesty citrus. So you should have a burst of freshness as you drink and enjoy your hearty bread, and this should cleanse your palate and get your senses ready as we prepare for our final surprise here at the table. Okay. And as you all are finishing cleaning out your bowls and drinking the spritzer, Turok exits one more time to go back into the kitchen, and he comes back and he goes, this is a little bit different than what I typically do, but I hope it turned out alright. I have for you if you can't tell, I definitely know my herbs, and so this time I've taken a custard and I've infused it with some herbs. I haven't done this before. I've added some honey to kind of bring out that sweetness of it as well, and I've put some flower petals on it to make it look nice, but also they are edible as well, and they definitely add to the flavor, so be sure to give it a try. And for the drink, I have another herbal tea infusion, and this one has some lavender and some hints of vanilla to it. So the tea should be able to help to kind of calm you as we settle into the evening, and also to complement that herbal infused custard. I would recommend taking a drink after each bite that you have of the dessert that we are having. Don't hesitate. You go ahead. Don't be shy. You can bite in and enjoy.
With everything else tasting so good, I'll immediately do as he says. Just one bite and then a drink and then another bite, drink, another bite, drink.
Yeah, same.
And as all of you are enjoying your dessert, you just kind of feel like it's almost as if it transports you back to a place where you have felt like at the most peace and calm in your life. And Turok, as he is enjoying his, he goes, "Oh, I just always feel like I'm sitting on the stump of my next to my favorite hardwood tree and just enjoying the gentle breeze and the birds chirping and taking in the summer sunset. Just kind of washes over me when I get something perfected just right like this." Does it hit anyone quite the same way?
It makes me feel like I'm sitting in the forge or the leatherworker's shop, keeping my hands busy. You know, busy hands make for a happy heart.
I can understand that fully.
Finishing up a bite, Arceus would speak up and reminds me of the days I was back in the grove, listening to the birds sing and the sweet scents of the wildflowers.
Thank you for sharing that. It's always good to hear how this transports people when I get a meal just right.
This almost takes me back to when I first stepped foot into the Temple of Hell. That warm feeling of welcomeness.
I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but it seems it was positive for you. So we'll go with that.
I can almost feel the embrace of my siblings. How I miss them so.
It is tough missing those that we care about deeply.
It almost reminds me of my mother's warm hugs after a long, hard day of gardening in our plantation. Even though there was several kids in my family, she always made time for each and every one of us. A warm hug always made me feel whole. It brought me the most peace in my life.
Good to hear it. Good to hear it. Excuse me. Vera, they speak and they say, for me, I feel that I'm sitting at that ancient oak tree where I had not they, where I had once laid to rest before. I know. I just, like, I think Harag is gonna get turned into a lot of TikTok videos for me this summer, is what I have concluded, because we're all like, oh, everything's great. Reminds me of going to hell.
To be honest, it did fit about perfect though. He did take that in a very, actually a pretty noble yet evil way. It was actually really cool.
Well, I tried to mix an actual prayer out of the Book of Hell into an actual heartfelt moment, and
Okay.
I liked it, but I didn't like it.
All right. And as dinner kind of draws to a close, assuming no one else has anything they would like to add, you all just kind of feel as though the meal has been this like seamless journey of taste that really invited you all to kind of savor each part of it to its fullest, while also appreciating what Turok would have put in with his culinary skill and artistry as well to that. And as the evening is kind of wrapping up, at least the meal portion, Taraka just kind of looks to the group and he goes, my intention with this meal was wanted to make sure everyone knew you were invited here and welcomed here, even if you've already been here for a while," as he gives a nod towards you, Faith. I just want you all to know I am appreciative of what happened on the beach earlier today, and I don't know that I would be here had it not been for you, and I'm not sure that Blep would be either. I'm not really sure how that would have gone. All of the small ones, they're great and all, but they're not the best fighters, and we, aside from a few daggers here and there, we don't really keep weapons here at Dragon's Rest. It's just not our way, but those ogres were a little more powerful than the zombies had been, and it was quite brutal, the scene that we were facing, and I just hope you all know the gratitude I have for each of you.
I'm happy we were here to help.
Of course, thank you for being here to help. Like I said, it just means so much to me, and I hope that this meal conveyed just how much it meant to me that you were there and that you are here now, and whatever the case may be for why you've come to the island, I look forward to learning more about each of you and continuing our journey here together. Well, as the evening is kind of drawing, I have some business I need to. And Renara has been kind of quiet. Like, she knows this has been Turok's place, and so, she's would have made small talk with you all throughout the meal, of course, but, like, didn't really kind of take over the scene by any means, but he kind of gestures. As you all are enjoying yourselves, there is a small fire currently brimming over in the fireplace if you want to make yourself comfortable. Renara, I would like to, if you could, I would like to have a moment with you to discuss something, if you will. And she nods towards him. What would the group like to do?
I'll move over to the fire and just kind of sit.
Okay.
Same here. I'd kind of follow Balric and find a nice warm spot to kind of rest and settle that fantastic meal I just had.
Yeah, definitely would follow and find a nice cozy spot next to the fire.
It would be relaxing.
Are none of you going to eavesdrop? You all are too wholesome for me.
I did just realize we never heard Vera's
No, I said it.
memory and everything. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I must have missed it somehow.
To be part of the group.
mean, everyone's was very similar. Their memory was collecting herbs as a kid, wandering around the Feywild, and going every town, meeting a new new person. And the food would remind them of stays in the taverns. And then the place would be an ancient oak tree where they once laid to rest, which I'm curious if that means that they were laid to rest or did they lay to take like a nap. I did not ask clarity on that, and now I'm like, maybe I should have. But we'll go with it. Alright, so as you all move to the fire, you do see oh gosh, that is not his. Tarak and Renara are engaged in a conversation, and they're speaking in hushed tones from the group. They are away from you all, but they appear to be having a pretty what's the word I want? It seems to be a pretty intense conversation considering the mood and the atmosphere of the evening.
Knowing it isn't just being able to tell it is intense, I will try and listen in a little bit as much as I can, but being close to the fire, I'm sure it's somewhat dwindled.
Okay, roll, if anyone is listening, you can roll me a perception check.
Since I have big ears,
Oh.
can I do it with advantage?
You can. If you really think that you're like focused in on it, go for it.
I can't believe I just rolled a nat 20.
It's okay, I was afraid no one was going to listen, and it was like, oh no, this is like the DM telling you need to listen. But if we want to play it that way, we can. Okay. Is anyone else listening in before? I've got Ulrich, Chaos, and Duper so far.
Fine, I'll listen in.
You don't
I'll
have
be the
to.
Evil.
Well, you don't have to. You by no means do you have to. I have enough. I just want to know what everyone would know before I begin.
19.
Okay. Nice.
So apparently they're pretty loud.
Basically. Well, so as the conversation is initially happening, like, they are very hushed and you all aren't hearing much. The fire is crackling a bit, but, like, you're reading body language at first, and you can definitely, you get the sense that, Tarak is very upset by whatever it is that he's talking about. Like, the calm, like, self that you have seen throughout the meal, like, is no more for him. And, like, even comparing him to earlier, when the ogre was happening, like, I wouldn't say that he's, angry, because that's not, like, the sense that he has, but, like, it just doesn't match that energy. Like, you would have thought that there would have been more, I guess, if you will, like, passion in that fighting of the ogres and stuff, you know, where he was getting ready to die, than there would be in this moment where everything has been really delightful through the evening. He's there and well. But, like, there's definitely something that has his attention and has him, in a different kind of spirit than you would notice. And Faith, you would definitely, like, you immediately pick up that something isn't, quite right. Like, he is one that in your time here has been pretty reserved, but this is like something that is unordinary to you, like you haven't really seen from him before. And one thing that Faith catches that the rest of you wouldn't know is he is talking about Seraphina. And so Faith, you would know that Seraphina is his apprentice. So that is the name that he is saying. Yes.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I think Faith dropped out of the call as you were explaining all that to her.
Okay, she's on
Sorry.
she's on camera. No, I appreciate the interruption. She's on camera, so like Discord is like buried for me, so thank you. Well, okay, so we'll go with that. And so anyway, the rest of you wouldn't know who that is. That's kind of the gist. The rest of you don't know, but that name keeps reoccurring, and what you gather is whoever it is he is talking about is missing. And he has been trying to find this person. You're not sure who they are. He has been looking and can't find them. He feels kind of a mixture of emotions. He's a little, like, he's definitely upset not knowing where they are. He cares about the person. But then he also, like, as he's speaking to Renara, he's like, you know, the worst of it, I understand if they don't want to practice herbalism like I do. I know this isn't for everyone, and sometimes it's a little dull, but what I don't understand is why she couldn't have returned the book. The book is something that, you know, means a lot to me, and I was so appreciative of having it and having found it again, and I lent it to her because she was studying and wanted to learn more, and like it has all of my notes in it, and it has notes of other herbalists that I know scribbled into it. Like, this is a book that has kind of been developed by a lot of people, and I didn't think anything of it, and now the book is nowhere to be found, and neither is Seraphina, and I'm not sure what to do with that. And Faith, if you were in the call, one thing that you missed is you would know who Seraphina is. The rest of the group wouldn't. Seraphina is Turok's apprentice that he had taken on that recently has kind of vanished. Like, you haven't seen her around much, and he is talking about his frustrations with that to Renara because he's not sure what to do with it. He has been looking for her, and he's trying to get a book back. Okay, cool. Alright. They can, Jackie cannot hear me, so we will continue with that. So, as they are talking and you all are listening, and, Turok, definitely emotional, has gotten louder at this point. Is there anything, anyone, like, would you say, or are you just kind of trying to not make it obvious that you're listening in?
I'd kind of clear my throat and say, Turok, you seem to be somewhat, nervous. Is something going on edge?
He kind of mutters, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb our evening. You know, business to attend to. I'm sorry, I don't wish to involve you all, just personal matters, if you will.
Well, if something's the matter, I'm sure we would all be more than willing to try and help out with anything needed.
I do appreciate it, and I mean, I'm guessing maybe I was a little loud. I guess, if you will, misplaced a very prized book, I guess is the way of saying it. I don't want to cast blame or anything. I had an apprentice, Seraphina, and I lent her the book because she was very skilled in herbalism, much like myself, and Mila is beginning to be pretty skilled in it as well, and so I lent her the book, and I have not seen her since lending the book to her, unfortunately, and 10 days have passed, and I haven't been able to contact or find her at this point. I'm nervous for her. Obviously, I do care, but the book is a prized possession. I don't have very much that is mine or belonged to people dear to me, and the book is one of those things. As he is conversing and visibly upset, it's kind of the first time you all get a glance at the tattoos on his neck, and then I know Achaeus will know, and I will message you in your chat. Is there anyone who took the criminal background? Did anyone take that?
No.
Okay, cool. Then that will just be something I will send to Arceus once we are done.
Okay.
Alright, so, yeah, he's like, I want to find Seraphina. I've looked everywhere and I haven't found any idea of where she's been, and obviously I'd like to find the book, but this isn't anything you need to bother yourself with. You're here to, rest and, feel at peace. That's why people come here to Dragon's Rest, of course.
Is there something in particularly special about this book?
Well, like I said, it was a family heirloom, if you will. I don't have much from my family and things. I'm not in contact with them since moving here. No one's invented a telephone yet here. But I haven't really been in contact with anyone, and this book helps me to feel close to them. It has their notes and things they've scribbled. It's really connected me back to my childhood.
That's right, I told you. I'm always happy to help you with this stuff. You don't have to do it alone.
I don't know if she's avoiding me or what it is, Faith. Perhaps in the morning you all can go and check to see if maybe you can find her. And, I'm not necessarily the most graceful, so she probably hears me bellowing my way down, and by the time I'm there, she has disappeared out of sight. But if you have other things to do tomorrow, or if you want to explore the island in other ways, by all means, don't worry about this. I can handle this on my own. I want you all to be able to really enjoy Dragon's Rest. Do you think, it's dark and whatnot, and you all have had, from what I've heard over dinner, quite the eventful day? I know I sure have, and perhaps maybe we should call it a rest.
Can I just insight his general vibe? He seems to be brushing over this very weirdly.
Yes, you can do an insight check.
That is not good.
He seems tired. Nothing really stands out to you. He seems tired. I mean, he was being chased by 2 sea ogres. He lost all of his fish after a long day of fishing, and he cooked this meal. Bro is tired.
Alright.
Anything from anyone else before we call it a go for session 4? Cool. Alright, if you are tuning in on the stream, I'm going to do something new. We are going to raid a channel tonight, something I've never done, so that is exciting. I know Matt has raided our channel while we were streaming, so I guess halfway there. But if you are tuning in and you are not one of us and you like what you have seen, please make sure you hit the follow goal, mostly so my wife can take me on a shopping spree. That's what this is about, folks. I wanted to go to some Nebraska Furniture Mart and pick out a new tech toy, so be sure to hit the follow button on that. My next stream will be Saturday, 10 a.m. Central Time, and we are going to be doing a little side venture, kind of Icewind Dale-ish. And then, of course, you can catch us not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. I believe that's May 30th, if you want to follow along with this group. Alright, and we are going to go to some rated M for Manny for our raid. Cool. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed, and here we go. We are raiding. I have
Thanks,
no idea how
everybody.
this works. Thanks.
There. So we can all still hear each other, but